Hey everybody, it's Tammy. Today is Friday the 27th of November. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I did weigh in yesterday and I weighed 167 pounds. So I haven't lost a whole lot since the last video. I think just a couple pounds if I remember. But so now I'm down 105 altogether, which is really good because it's only been almost 10 months. The 29th of this month, it'll be 10 months since my surgery. So I'm pretty pleased with that amount. I've only got 17 more pounds to go to goal. My goal, like I said before, probably 50,000 times, is 150 pounds. So I'm pretty excited that I'm getting closer and closer. I don't think I'll make it obviously by, my anniversary date, but that's okay. Anniversary as far as the 1 year of my surgery, but that's cool, so I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to go over a couple things today. I've really been struggling with the clothing issues. I did go out and buy a couple new pairs of pants. My clothes are getting really super baggy, and I'm having a really hard time getting rid of what I would call my fatter clothes, because I'm still working on those issues of hiding myself. So my kids and my husband have really been on, actually everybody's been on me about it, but those are the only ones I really listen to. So I did go out and buy a couple new pairs of pants, 3 pairs of new pants, and the funny thing is I'm still wearing my baggy pants, and my 3 pairs of new pants are still sitting in a bag. So I'm trying to really work on that psychological factor part of it. I have a really bad habit of buying clothes and just leaving them like in my closet until they don't fit me anymore for some reason. So those are issues I'm obviously going to be working on for a while. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about me. Anyway, I feel really discombobulated today for some reason, so if my video comes off really kind of choppy, I'm sorry about that. But I have a lot of stuff going on in my mind, and I'm not sure how to kind of get it all out. So that's one of the things. I noticed yesterday that I'm still really dealing with this grazing issue. Even though my stomach is a lot smaller, I found myself if I'm sitting in front of food for some reason, I'm picking at it. And we went to my in-laws first, and I did that for a little while, and then I stopped by my son's house later, and even though I was really kind of, full from that, I found myself grazing. It was great because my daughter-in-law made this phenomenal mashed potatoes, and I noticed during the night I just walked around with this fork, and every time I walked by the mashed potato bowl, I'm just like digging in the mashed potatoes and eating it. But they were really good. And so that is something definitely, again, that I'm going to have to work on. Even though your stomach is smaller and you can't eat as much, those of you who have either had the surgery or thinking to have it or who are overweight are going to understand what I'm saying. We're still feeling fat inside, and we're still dealing with all these emotional issues. Just because your body gets smaller does not mean that all that stuff has been healed inside. How long that's going to take me, I don't know. I'm hoping it will eventually resolve itself, but it's just something that I guess I'm going to be working on and I'm going to have to deal with. But I did notice that I grazed a lot yesterday. Did it stop me from grazing? Absolutely not. In fact, I made comments during the night of, I don't know why I'm eating, because I'm not even really hungry. Why do I keep going over there? Why do I keep this? Why do I keep that? But I kept doing it. It didn't stop me. So I guess I'm kind of looking at it like it's not something that I do all the time. That was kind of a one special day. But I do notice I do eat a lot when I'm bored. If I'm just sitting at home and, even though I'll kind of maybe have had enough for the day, I'll still grab something else and just kind of munch on it. So just keep that in mind, and remember, this surgery is not a fix-all. It's a temporary fix. It's a tool to use, but you're still going to have these other issues that you're going to have to deal with. My Facebook has been going really good. Thank you so much for all of your public and private comments. They've been very uplifting, like I said before. One of the things I also wanted to say is, this time of the year, there's a lot of stuff going on in people's lives, and I have just been devastated sometimes at looking at some of these little videos that I keep seeing online of these terrorists and, how they're teaching their children I watched one the other day of this little girl that she was, I'm going to guess, maybe 4, and had her with a knife cutting off this head of this teddy bear. And they were screaming their religious chants in the background. Whatever religion you are, there can be crazy fanatics in every religion. This particular one happened to be this little girl yelling Allah Akbar. And it broke my heart. I actually cried because I was thinking, God doesn't make us to hate each other. This is stuff that we learn. We're taught this. These little kids, it made me so sick to my stomach that, just remember, we are all created equal in His eyes, no matter what religion you are. I don't care your race. I am so tired of hearing this race, like this color life matters, this color life matters. No, all of our lives matter. It doesn't make a difference what race we are. And I think when we tend to, I don't know why I'm making this like a different kind of a video, but it's just something that I'm going to share with everybody. In my eyes, when we do things like that, or like when we say we're this kind of an American or this kind of an American, we're Americans. If you're an American, you're an American. I don't care if you were born in China. I don't care if you were born in Africa. I don't care. You're an American. If you're here in this country, you're an American. And I think when we specify that we're this kind of an American or this kind of an American or we're this religion or we're this race, I think it tends to make the problems bigger in our country. And I think it tends to make more division and it makes more hatred. And then we have the racial stuff coming in. And people, we are humans. We are all God's creatures. So let's stop this race baiting stuff. Let's stop this hatred. Just remember to love each other. We're humans. Even now when I go into a doctor's appointment, they really laugh because where they make you sign the forms that says, are you this race and you're that race? I actually add an extra box and I mark it off and I write off to the side, human race. And I've had more comments from people will say things like, that's really awesome, and then I get a chance to do my little spiel saying, why are we specifying ourselves? I realize they do it for government funding and stuff, but I think the specifying ourselves makes it worse. Okay, so now I'm off of my soapbox for just a minute. So let's go back under the weight. So anyway, I'm pretty happy where I am. Again, still dealing with the internal issues of being fat. Still dealing with a lot of sagging skin. And that's just part of the whole thing. I feel great. I feel healthy. I can bop upstairs. I'm not running out of breath all the time. So again, like I've said before in my videos, greatest decision I've ever made. I don't regret it for 1 second. And I'm very, very happy with the results. I'm happy inside. I'm happy outside. But again, like I said, it's going to take some work. So anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Holidays coming up. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, have a wonderful holiday. For those of you who, like me, who celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And just whatever you celebrate, happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is, just have a wonderful holiday. Remember to be a blessing to people in your lives and just show that you're the better person. And don't be hatred. And if you see things and you see people teaching their kids stuff, just remember, again, hatred for each other is not inherent. We are not created that way. We are taught that way. So make sure that in your everyday life that what you're teaching is you're teaching to love and stuff. And I used to always say to my kids, you know what? When you're out in public, and I raised my kids with the Bible, obviously, but when you're out in public, act that way that you're taught the right way, because your life might be the only Bible that somebody reads, or the only book, or the only positive thing that somebody needs. So just remember to be a positive person out there and be a blessing in people's lives, because when they see you, something you might do just might change their lives forever. I have to tell a really quick story. I know this is a little long video. I'll try to keep it under the 10-minute mark, but when my kids were in school, I actually went and helped in a class, and it was a class that was teaching little kids Spanish. And this one little boy, well, I don't actually even remember the boy. I just went, I had to put the hours into the school because it was required. And I actually was like, made me learn I would never be a teacher, because I did it for a week in a second grade class, and I would like to have, punched these kids. But there's the other side of me. So anyway, I didn't do it. I mean, I did it, and I didn't punch the kids, but, I helped with the class. So anyway, fast forward 20 years later, My daughter is doing a play, and this kid comes up to me, and he had a speech impediment, and he was like partially deaf, and he goes, "Are you so and so's mom?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you remember me?" And I was like, "No." He said, and then seriously, okay, this is a long time later. He said to me, he goes, "I was in your daughter's class when you were helping the kids speak Spanish." And he said, "I just want to tell you what an impact you had in my life." And I'm like looking at this kid going, "Well, what did I do?" And he said, "Well, I don't know. You obviously don't remember me." He said, "But nobody would work with me because I had like this impediment." And he said, "You sat down and you worked so hard with me on the word rojo for red." And he said, "It made such an impact." I'm sorry. He said, "It made such an impact in my life that you would take the time when nobody else would. And you had patience with me." That he said he went on, because of that incident, he went on and decided that he wanted to work with kids that had mental and disabilities. Because of my impact on his life. I had no clue what I had done. I had no clue. So it touched me so much. I cried so much, and I didn't know how to respond to the kid, and I was just like, "Thank you. And he was like, no, thank you. You don't know what you did for me." So when you're out there and you're doing things and stuff, you could do something so small and have no clue how it's going to impact somebody's life in the future. So just get out there, be a positive person, love people, just show the world, that we can stop this hatred, that we can stop this stuff. Just be kind, be a good person, take care of the widows, the poor, the orphan, and show people that we can make a difference in their lives. Each one of us can make a difference in everybody's lives. And then maybe, God willing, the world will be a better place. Okay, so I did lie. It's 12 minutes. My video went 2 minutes over. Anyway, peace out, everybody. God bless all of you. Like I said before, go be a blessing in somebody's life, because you don't know what little tiny thing is going to make a huge impact in somebody's life. Have a great couple of weeks, and we'll see you in a few weeks. Bye-bye.